Hola and bienvenidos to the Loco Rico podcast, where we condense and simplify current economic trends to empower busy middle-class investors. I'm Brandon Dewey, and this week we'll be going over 2023 real estate trends. I'm flying solo this week, and we'll have George back on next time. We did a Bitcoin and S&P 500 predictions podcast last week, so go check that out. To give a quick recap, George predicted 3,200 and myself 4,000 for the end of the year. We'll see who's right, and let's get to it. So before we get into actual real estate predictions, I'm going to review the CPI and some Fed rates. So from last week, our CPI was currently at 7.1% for November. We still don't have December's numbers in, so that will take a while to see where that's at, but I can imagine they're still pretty high. In 2021, we were hovering around 2% for middle of the year, and then we went up to 8%, 9% or last June, so just 6 months ago, and November was 7.1. I imagine they will be much lower. The CPI should come out, I believe, this week. So what does that mean? It means inflation's still high, right? And it means inflation will continue to rise up. So unfortunately, that will have an impact on us as middle-class investors. The next thing I want to talk about is the Fed rate. And by the way, I'll talk about that here in a minute, what that means for us. The Fed rate here, I'm in my 30s, and basically what we can see here is that in 2005, right, 6, 7, that's where we had the financial crash. We can see that the Fed rate went way up, 5.25, it looks like, plateaued for a bit, looks like roughly 8 or 9 months, and then dropped, plummeted, stayed really low for a while, climbed back up, 2019, dropped again. Me and my wife, this is where we refinanced here, was in this period here, and then look, we're skyrocketing again. Right now, I think it was 4.25. I don't know if this graph will actually show that. I can imagine we'll go up one more. We do have a Fed meeting scheduled for March, May, June, July. So we'll see how those go. But I can imagine this will go up maybe one more time. We can never predict what our overlords will do. So the third thing I want to bring into effect, so we have the CPI, right? So inflation's still up. Fed rates will probably still go up one more time at least. And then the other thing is existing home sales and pending home sales. So again, we're always like a month behind in data, but we can see that the existing home sales and pending home sales are down. What does that mean? It means lower inventory. So traditionally, higher inflation and higher Fed rate, right? Those are going to kind of clash a little bit. The Fed rate is going to typically, if it goes up, house prices kind of go down. Inflation goes up, house prices will typically go up with that. And so because those two are kind of canceling each other out, and then we have the artificially low inventory problem, right? And why do we have that? Because no one's moving. Why is no one moving? Well, because let's go back to the Fed rate, right? It's really low. A lot of people refinanced, not until 2022. So just this year to really climb up, right? Or sorry, we're in 2023, my bad. Not until about last, kind of summer did things really go bad. And I think a lot of people saw that on the horizon anyway. So there's a lot of people, the majority of people have really low, really good rates. So no one's going to be moving. Why would you move? I'll just tell you, me and my wife pay here in Colorado a pretty good home. We've had it for 6 years, but we pay around $2,100 for everything. And so we're not moving. It's just not happening. So you're not going to see any kind of crazy, foreclosure tsunamis or anything like that. You're going to see a lot of people staying in where they are. So low inventory, one thing, right? High inflation and high Fed rate. I think you're going to prices are going to stay high. My prediction is we're going to see prices stay the same. I think they're going to plateau for a year. You're going to see some drops, depending on the properties, right? Especially, luxury properties, those are going to drop for sure. Multifamily, I don't think you're going to see those drop. I think those are going to stay high. I think because for that reason, the reason for that is we're going to see high rents. So I think those rental properties are going to maintain their value, their income level, and so those aren't going to go anywhere. And then the last thing is Airbnbs, right? Short-term rentals. So I think you're going to see short-term rentals lowering their prices. These are luxury purchases. People do want a vacation still, but it's just not going to happen as much. So, I went and looked, and Airbnbs in like the major ski towns here in Colorado are pretty low on non-holiday weekends. So we have MLK weekend coming up. Yeah, things are high. After that, it shoots right down. I mean, we're in prime ski season. We're in January, right? February. I was finding stuff for $100 a night. It's a one bed, one bath condo, $95 a night plus a $200 cleaning fee. I mean, $500 for 3 nights. That's really low. Top rated Airbnbs. So I think people are going to have to lower the rates because people want to get some sort of income rather than none. So yeah, we have home prices here, right? Single family homes. We have rents and we have Airbnbs. And prices are going to stay the same. So should you sodle or hodl? I think you hodl, right? You hodl. And I think you just go into monk mode this year and save up every penny you can. You never know what's going to happen. We have AI coming down the pipe. That's going to take all of our jobs, right? We have World War III coming up. I'm kind of joking, but kind of not, right? So tips and applications for the busy middle-class real estate investor. I think what you're going to want to do is hold onto your real estate, lower your Airbnbs and short term so you can get some income rather than none. You don't want to take any losses, or at least reduce your losses. Maintain or raise rental rates as per the market. Make sure you're not having any vacancies though, but raise as possible. And use this time to do your renovations. So if you're just single family home owner, or even myself, I have some vacant land up in the mountains. Maybe now's the time to do some work on it. And I would say look for Fed rate reductions in June. That's my thought. I think these next few meetings, they're going to either raise it or keep the same. They might do some reductions this summer, for sure this fall. That's my predictions. I have no data to back any of that up. Again, the overlords pull their own levers and turn their own knobs. So, hey, watch out for our podcast next week, and stay loco and stay Rico, my friends. Adios.